What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into The Flash issue number 789, as well as issue 790. This is the beginning of our 1-minute war. Now, the first issue in this that we are covering, which is 789, it is foreshadowing, it is letting us know everything that is leading up to the next issue. But as Wally West slowly starts to uncover everything that is going on, he is going to need the help of the entire Flash family as they jump into the 1-minute war. Now, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up exactly where we left off. The Rogues have essentially become the Thunderbolts. The mayor has given them all badges, and they are out here patrolling. They are trying to make order from chaos. If it weren't for the arrival of Pied Piper, Wally West would be in a very bad situation. Now, Wally hasn't seen Pied Piper in quite some time. The last time they had seen each other, it was everything going on with the Glaive, everything going on with Gemworld. But with the Rogues slowly beginning to come out of this, regrouping back at Wally's home, Hartley is saying hello to the children, he's saying hello to everyone. The children super excited to see him, letting them know how crazy of a year it's been, letting them know that they are now superheroes, even having their own code names. But this is when they hear that there is a curfew that has been put into place. The mayor has declared a state of martial law, a mandatory curfew and safety checkpoints throughout the city. This will remain in effect until the mayor believes that the city is safe. Now, this is a lot, because Wally is saying there is a sundown curfew. There are rogues patrolling the streets, and now safety checkpoints. The question, how is this even legal? With Linda letting him know, if you look around, half the stuff that the government is doing isn't legal. It is literally the government trying to get away with things until the courts can finally step in and catch up. And the reason that Pied Piper is mixed in with all of this, that is because someone came to him at his job before the scuffle that they had just got in. They asked him to join their new government-sanctioned rogues, but he just got a new job at Terrific Tech. Them both now learning that they work at the same job, just on different sub-levels. But Pied Piper learned that the new mayor, he made a deal with the rogues. More or less, this is a work release program. As they try to figure out what the mayor is thinking, what he's got going on, that is when Linda lets them know, why don't you just go confront them directly? Wally thinking that this is definitely a good idea, with Pied Piper staying behind just in case. Wally takes off to go have a chat with the mayor. In a flash, he finds himself in the seat of the mayor. The mayor coming into his office. Wally is not here to fight, and so the mayor recognizes this and they begin to have a conversation. Now, Wally was thinking about the last time that they had met. Kid Flash and him, they returned Girder back to his cell in the Max prison. We saw this in Flash issue number 782. Now, the mayor introduced himself like they had never met, but they had met on a few occasions. Wally brushed this off. He's a busy man, Wally's a busy man. He knows that it was something weird about it though. And Wally finally figured it out. The question was always bugging him, how did Girder get to Chicago? And why was he there? He was there for the crime family. The mayor needed money to bankroll his campaign. He sent Girder in to get that money. But instead, Girder decided to take that moment of freedom that he was given and make a run for it. That is where Wally stepped into place. That is where Wally grabbed him and threw him back into prison. But eventually the mayor got his money and his mayorship. And then he turns around and releases some of the worst criminals ever to walk the streets. Gives them a badge and tells them to fight crime. Now, the mayor was a man who, when he was running the prison, took a very, very aggressive and very cruel stance against prisoners. So now the question begs to be asked, why the change? The mayor letting it be known that it is order. He was thinking small, keeping prisoners locked up, doing his part. But if he looks around, the city, the country, the world, it has fallen into chaos. So much chaos that something had to be done. With the mayor telling Blacksmith to escort the Flash out. We see her and the Flash, they are duking it out right outside the building, as these two are just laying down the hate. That is what takes us to the rogues that are right outside. They have shown up and they have been waiting for him. The rogues jumping in. They try to jump the Flash moving in an instant. He lays down some heavy punches on these guys. It looks like he may actually have the upper hand. But that is when the mayor comes out, grabbing Wally by the throat, lifting him off of his feet, throwing him into a window. Mirror Master doing his thing. We see Wally come out the other side, and Captain Cold freezes him in place, with the rogues and the mayor believing that they have beaten the Flash. That is where we have the arrival of Pied Piper, Linda Park, and the children, with Surge going in and doing his thing. He shatters the ice to pieces. With Wally being broken free, they begin tying up the rogues one by one. But when Linda and Wally charge in at the mayor, they bounce right off of him, letting them know that they cannot stop order. Wally recognizes that he should have seen this sooner. He kept going on about order. There had been word that he had been committed to Bellreeve, but now he is sane. He has all these powers. And he was even able to heal Mick. This is when Wally figures it out, that the mayor is an avatar. This is when Wally has finally recognized that this is one of the Lords of Order. This is when Wally says that he respects what the Lords of Order do, but he needs him to leave this city alone. That is when the Lord of Order lets us know that this city is the epicenter of a future chaos. It needs to be tamed. The Lords of Chaos are running rampant. Without the Rock, without the balance, everything has shifted. And now the Lords of Order are pushing back. They have chosen the mayor as the avatar because they believe that they could use it as a position of power to change the city. Because what is about to come, it could destroy everything. This is when the Flash tells him to take a peek inside my head, that you may be here to create order, but if anybody understands how to do the job, it is Wally West. You see, Wally West is the Unmoored. He has run through more worlds and dimensions than anybody in the universe. He has sat in the Mobius chair. He has done the bidding of Tempest. He has knitted universes back together. He has lost the love of his life and then found her again. And in all these travels, he has seen that you cannot create order by force, that you can only create it by choice. He is asking for the freedom to prove it, to show him, to show the world that chaos is easy, but there is always another way. Even Wally recognizing that when the rogues were set free, when they were trying to actually do the right thing, his reaction was to fight against it. When the truth is, Wally should have celebrated. He should have seen that this was a real second chance for them. But Wally is telling the Lord of Chaos that this is not the way. And so with this, Wally's petition is granted, at least for the time being. The mayor released and the Lords of Order leaving, at least for now. But this doesn't mean that the rogues are out of a job, because the mayor lets us know that there is something else coming, that these guys might prove useful. And that is what takes us into the 1 minute war. We have aliens making their way, colonizing across the universe. Now, these guys are conquerors, but they're a different kind of conqueror. They conquer with what they call mercy, subduing every world before they can make the mistake of fighting back. They have used this power for their survival and for their growth. some kind of invisible force guiding them through, and where they land, the fraction will occur. The next planet they have in their sights is Earth. That is what picks us up with Wally West, with Pied Piper, with Mr. Terrific, with Wally West, with Linda, a bunch of our heroes, a bunch of kids. They are all sitting, having a barbecue, having a great time. As they all sit, catch up, they talk about what's been going on. That is when something from the sky, it begins to block out the sun, casting a shadow down upon all of them. Taking us elsewhere, we have Max Mercury. He doesn't know really where he's going. He doesn't know what direction that the world is going to take him. But he is going to go with the flow. He is going to run until he finds somewhere that he belongs. But as he runs, he sees the same object falling from the sky. Picking up with Jessie quick. She is currently in the midst of a battle. And while she is taking down a foe, the same thing happens. They all see this object roughly around the same time. As we pick up with Kid Flash. He is about to take down some bad guys, but then we have the arrival of Bart Allen. With Bart coming in and taking down the bad guys before Wallace gets the opportunity to do so. The two of them, they start arguing because Wallace believes that Bart had followed him here to take away his thunder, to take away his spotlight. But while the two of them sit here and argue, while Wallace says that Bart is jealous of him, they also see the object falling from the sky. That is what picks us up with Jay Garrick, currently in the bar having a drink, just having one more before he decides to head out. But that is when time freezes. Everything stops except for that object he sees falling from the sky. And of course, we cannot have a Flash family story without the one and only Barry Allen. Him and Iris sitting down having some food as they currently have their date. Iris is proposing that they get married. Before Barry gets the opportunity to say anything, he hears something. He sees that everything freezes. The flies, the glasses, water itself freezing in mid-air. As he looks out the window, he can see it. This giant ship, it comes piling down onto the ground. A huge explosion, rubble and rock thrown in all directions. Barry moving as fast as he can. He grabs hold of Iris. He goes to shield her from the blast. And we see this with all of our Flashes. From Wally to Jay to Jessie. They are all trying to save as many people as possible. But then the blast hits them. Our alien saying deploy the wall. And we see this ship break down into multiple different pieces. Some kind of device. Some kind of weaponry. Not really sure what this is. But they say to begin the culling. As Barry Allen goes looking through all of the rubble for Iris, unable to find her, he finally sees her, a bloodied hand. He rushes over to her body, screaming to the sky, no. We are not sure if Iris is severely wounded, or she could very well be dead. And that will be the end of these issues. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Alright, so as for the first issue, I really did enjoy it. I like the fact that they brought in Pied Piper, they brought him back. And not only that, we are gonna see the Rogues playing some kind of part in everything moving forward with the 1 Minute War. The Lord of Order taking over the mayor was a good segue into the 1 Minute War, foreshadowing what was about to happen, saying that they did this because they knew that this attack was coming, that from Central City, that would be the start of the ending. And with the next issue, that is exactly what we saw. What we saw is these individuals, they are able to stop time. Now, it is possible that they may be connected to the Speed Force, and that they are moving at such speeds that only the speedsters are able to see and move with everything going on. Either way, this seems to be a very promising story. all of our flashes coming together. A battle that is going to take place over multiple issues, but it is going to be in the span of 1 minute. And I, as a Flash fan, am 100% here for it. Especially with them bringing in all of our flashes. Man, I cannot wait to see what they have in store. But let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get caught up on everything that has been happening with the Flash, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It is gonna get you completely caught up on everything that has been going on with Wally West ever since he took over as the Flash. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership, much like Patreon having 5 different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to getting free comics every single month. Not only does this help out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you are unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.